So the mid-season cliffhanger for Arrow showed us that there were a lot of trust issues on the team. Gee, can't imagine how that works. Person who likes to keep secrets, likes to be a control freak. Oh well.
Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing.
My mid-season review for Arrow. Now, first of all, I just want to say the cliffhanger was pure BS. In fact, this is the second time now because last season Ender was too. One of the funnier comments I was given about last year was that I should add to this: no, everyone didn't die on the island. No, they didn't completely recast for the season. And that's what I feel like needs to be said again. No, they didn't recast for the whole season. No, it's not back to basics, just the original three. But in general, they've amped up the drama while kind of dialing back a little bit of the common sense. We have this whole the government is going against Ali thing where I'm like, isn't someone married to the head of Argus? And the team is being ripped apart because of a traitor within, which we'll get to. But in general, the team is only working as a lead from one character. When the best way comic books work is when everyone is given their own role, and they're not right now. Maybe this is course correcting, but in general, Arrow has a bad history of, well, just not working well with others. Okay, well, some people he works well with. But there's also a hypocrisy angle, because we still have this guy running around, and I kind of feel for him too. When he sits there and says, I do the same thing as Green Arrow, he really does. But okay, for those of you that don't know, I do reviews every time stories come out, movies, books, TV shows. I do Throwback Thursdays for older stories and Sunday Theory videos. If that sounds interesting to you, click subscribe to find out all my thoughts on the Berlantiverse, because I cover them especially during the crossovers when I go in depth. But for right now, I want to unpack the story of Arrow this season. And if you haven't seen the up to the mid-season break, let me throw this up there.
So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. Ba-dun-dun-dun.
I'm still not 100% sure what they were doing with knocking Tia into a coma and then having her wake up. I wonder if it was just a excuse to kind of roll back her skill a little bit in combat that they gave her in between seasons. Just say, hey, she's out of it, she needs to retrain, that sort of thing, to re-level that character back to basics. It's the weirdest of the characters. But at the end of the mid-season break, we find out that there's actually a whole team of villains working together. And the team is rather interesting because it's almost a perfect opposite to our team of for Arrow. We have Black Siren, we have the computer hacker Caden James, we have Anatoly, we have Richard Dragon, who's not really showed to be that good of a martial artist, but is supposed to be like one of the world's greatest. And then we have Vigilante. Now, Vigilante is the one I want to point out the most. He's the guy with the gun. He's the guy that shoots people. Team Arrow has one of those too. His name is Wild Dog. Technically, they also have Spartan, that's the same thing, but right now Spartan's on medical leave, so we're going to just go with Wild Dog for this. The idea of one vigilante going after another vigilante always kind of irks me. Not to get too political here, but I mean, guns kill people. Arrows kill people. The Arrow has killed a lot of people. But it's okay when I do it because my back's to the wall. It's not okay when you do it because I'm a hypocrite. Do what I say, not what I do. But I bring it up because Renee, Wild Dog, is the traitor. And we'll come back to that at the end of this review. But for right now, I want to point out the fact that, yes, each member of Team Evil has a counterpart on Team Arrow. So they're almost perfectly set up to combat each other. And there's also at least a little bit of mental connection, and they're not all the same. Evil Laurel, isn't a mental connection to Black Canary, but she is a emotional one to Lance, because, well, daddy issues. And I give them credit for interlinking these in a complex web of this person's connected to that one. And I also give them credit for the fact that since this is Caden James's plan, it's showcasing how smart he is. He's put together a team that is meant to counteract and defeat Arrow's team. Of course, there's part of me that sits there and says, maybe you should have called up Reverse Flash, been like, hey, Eobard Thawne, could you just go kill all these people for me? But, that's pretty much my answer to everything because he's super OP, and the crossover stuff really showcases the fact that they're on the same world. Of course, Caden himself is a reverse for Felicity, someone who is the computer hacker tech savant, but he also appears to be tactical, so he's more Oliver as well. We'll see how this plays out. Continuing on with both the good and the bad here, we have the incomprehensible part about Oliver being arrested and the way the law works. Let me start off by saying I myself am not a lawyer. However, I have a very basic understanding of what happens in the law. Very basic. And even I'm sitting there going, this doesn't work. Even notwithstanding the fact that Lila working at Argus could easily tell the FBI, hey, look, he's a federal helper, leave him alone. We have the fact that arresting someone like a sitting mayor is hard. Trust me, here in where I live, we've had 2 of them happen. But at the same time, we have this whole trial, and the trial is total BS. Here is the amount of research it takes to blow the lid off of how trials work. Can you have surprise witnesses? Google it. Discovery is the law that says that you can't have surprise witnesses. You can't have a, oh my god, we don't know who this person is. Because you have the right to confront your accuser. You have the right to see who you're going to be up against. You get to prepare a defense. So no, Ollie isn't going to be surprised to find out who the traitor is. It's going to just be told to his lawyer by the federal lawyers. But they wanted to set it up as a surprise. I don't understand why they didn't set the surprise up as we're going to find out tomorrow, because during discovery who the witness is, and then it come out that it was Renee. But okay, it's Renee, Wild Dog, and he's off the team because he's not a team player, and he obviously betrayed Ollie's trust, even though Ollie can totally understand why he did it, because he betrays everyone's trust every time it becomes important to the plot for his family. All in all, it was a pretty decent reason for Renee to leave the team. On the other hand, we have why the others left, and that was trust issues. And I want to talk about that for a second. Terrific and Felicity are friends outside of work and are working together. Black Canary really has very tenuous connections to the team. She's the newest, and she's the least connected. She doesn't really have anything tying her to them in the past. She's only there because she's been recruited and then brought here. There's literally no reason why she couldn't just say, screw it, I'm done. But Terrific is different. Terrific has reasons why that's not the case. He's built up a friendship over a very long period of time. So I was very surprised when he quit, but they wanted to try to make the whole team fall apart, and I understand that they had him and Felicity have a little bit of a falling out earlier this season over trust issues. But again, the trust issues basically stem from the fact that Ollie doesn't want to just open up and talk. You can do trust building exercises until you're blue in the face. But if when the chips are down and everything really matters, you have no way to communicate with someone, it's just not going to work. And something that we've built up about Ollie in Arrow is that he won't, that he will shut down instead of trusting someone. So that's just the way things are going to work. In fact, I'm surprised him and Felicity were able to get married at all with the amount of trust issues. But that's not the important part. The important part is the team itself, the team dynamic. And again, the fact that Black Canary can walk away at any time. And the fact that as of right now, it looks like in the mid-season opener, the rest of Team Arrow is going to continue to work together and form their own little sub-team. Of course, once you say there's still going to be vigilantes in the same city, of course they're going to be working with Arrow again. I mean, it's just, I can't believe people think that we're shuffling off the whole cast this season, just like people thought last season we did. But all in all, the season's been pretty good. The break episode notwithstanding. I like the way they're doing things. I like the trust issues because there should be in this series. And I also like the fact that there was a good reason why Renee did what he did. If we had followed his part of the story, we'd probably be on his side entirely. Just like we were when Oliver did it many seasons ago. All in all, the team will be back together again. I'm very sure of that. My only thing is I wish that we could bring back some of the other members of the team, I really want to see Ragman come back. I really do. I liked him, but I understand that they wrote him too powerful. But this team will be back to fight their evil counterparts, and when they do, I'll be here to review it. For now, I'm going to tentatively give this a silver, with the potential for it to being upgraded, maybe to Electrum, possibly even to Gold, depending on how well the second half of the season goes. But I'm enjoying it, it has its value, and it's definitely interesting. Those are my thoughts. If you leave your thoughts down below, maybe I'll do a video replying to them and showcasing what you think about individual things. But for now, if I don't get many comments on this, I guess I will see you when Arrow comes back. Up next, I still have a Flash video to do for the Brilliantiverse. And don't forget, hashtag Black Lightning's back come January. For now, if you could like and share this video, and of course, subscribe if you haven't already. At the time I'm recording this, I have about 81 subscribers. When I hit 100, I'm going to do a special video where I'm going to give away a gift card for someone that's a loyal subscriber that talks on these videos. And of course, I'm just trying to build up the community. I'd really like to talk about these things, find out the hows and the whys, and what you guys think. That's important too, as we get to the heart of the story of Arrow. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.